Hey everybody, welcome back to Brightford Acres. It's me, Taylor, and today you're not joining me on the farm. This is actually the schoolhouse, which is a separate piece of land that we are actually going to start farming on this year. It's a bit of an experiment. I'm really excited. We're planning on planting a Three Sisters garden. Three Sisters garden consists of corn, beans, and some kind of squash. So today we are going to till up the land and then probably plant some corn. It was raining pretty much all morning, so the ground is nice and wet. That may or may not be a good thing. We'll definitely see. Let's get started. In a field a long time ago lived three sisters. The eldest sister, with her long silky hair, stood tall and was a pillar of strength for the family. The middle sister was incredibly giving and kind. She used her gifts to turn materials into tools for her family. The youngest sister was adventurous, always running off and finding new ground. The Three Sisters garden is a traditional Native American planting technique that involves growing three main crops together: corn, beans, and squash. This method is attributed to various indigenous tribes across North America, including the Cherokee, Iroquois, and many others. The story behind the Three Sisters garden often varies depending on the tribe or region, but there are common themes that emerge. One popular interpretation is rooted in the symbiotic relationship among the three crops, which reflects the interconnectedness and harmony with nature that many indigenous cultures strive to maintain. Corn represents the eldest sister in the trio. It is planted first and serves as the supporting sister, providing a structure for the other plants to climb. Beans represent the second sister, who grows alongside the corn. They climb up the corn stalks, utilizing them as natural trellises. Beans are nitrogen-fixing plants, which means they help enrich the soil by converting atmospheric nitrogen into a form that plants can use. This enriches the soil for all three sisters. Squash represents the youngest sister. Its large, spiky leaves provide shade for the soil, helping to retain moisture and suppress weed growth. Additionally, squash vines help to deter pests with their prickly texture. Squash also benefits from the structure provided by the corn and the nitrogen provided by the beans. While Dad is tilling, he gave me the job of fixing the seeder. This is for radishes. Take the plate off. We have all these other plates. So we have one for beans and small peas. We have ones for cabbages. This one's for beans, beets. Okay, this one's for okra and chard. Okra and chard carrots. So I think our best options would either be beans or beans, but this one has some tape on it and this one doesn't. Okay, I'm gonna go with the one that has the holes in it. There we go. Nice. These are the corn seeds that we're using. You definitely want to use gloves when you're handling seeds like this because they're coated in fungicide. I'm gonna do a little bit of an experiment and put just a few seeds in here and make sure that it's all working properly. And it's dropping seeds on the ground. And since they're red, we'll be able to see them. That should be just enough. All right, now we are going to go back and forth, see if it drops the seeds. Okay. Pushing. Oh, there we go. It's dropping the seeds. Together, the three sisters complement each other's growth and nutritional needs. Corn provides a sturdy support structure, beans enrich the soil, and squash helps to protect and nurture the garden. This sustainable and efficient planting technique has been practiced by indigenous cultures for centuries. Now, urban farmers are implementing a similar concept known as companion gardening. While the Three Sisters garden is traditionally planted in mounds, as you'll see later in this video, we decided that we were going to start planting our corn in rows and then add to it as the corn grows. That rhymed, huh? We have planted. We have onions over here and we have about 10 rows of corn, 3 rows of onions. We're gonna plant some potatoes. We might plant some squash, some spaghetti squash. I feel like a real farmer. I'm enjoying this. It's been fun. And the sun's finally out. It's not raining, so yeah. Awesome. This is what 50 pounds of potatoes looks like. Here you'll see me planting potatoes in rows, and later you will see me planting potatoes in mounds. Pretty much everything at this growing spot is an experiment, and we want to see what is going to work and what will not. This land has been conventionally farmed for at least 50 years in the past, and it had a little bit of a break, and now we're back to farming it. So we're just seeing what works for us, what works for the land. The last thing that we planted was the Three Sisters garden at the same time. So this one we're planting all the seeds at the same time in this mound. First you plant the corn in the inner circle, around that you plant the beans, and then around that in the outer circle you plant the squash. It's been about 2 hours since I last talked with you guys, and we have planted several rows of potatoes, another row of corn, a shorter row by the potatoes, and then right now I'm finishing up our Three Sisters mounds. So this is a bit of an experiment. Usually you would wait until the corn is about 2 or 3 inches tall before you added the beans, and then you would wait a little bit longer to add the squash. However, we actually wanted to see if that would have any effect on growing if we planted everything at the same time. So we have 6 rows or 6 little mounds back here that are Three Sisters at the same time, and then our big rows of corn back there are going to be the Three Sisters in lines at different times. I would say that was an extremely productive day, and it was a lot of fun too. I'm excited for when everything comes up, and at the end of the summer we'll have a big veggie party or something. I don't know. Well, everybody, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now. I hope that focused.